You know, in this world, there's a strange belief that we need to tell everyone what we do to make sure people know our worth. But let me ask you this. What if the real power lies not in broadcasting our actions, but in letting our results speak for themselves? So often, we get caught up in impressing others, sharing our every move, seeking approval. The truth is, the less you talk about what you're doing, the more room you make for yourself to actually do it. It's not about seeking validation. It's about letting the results of your work shine brighter than the words you speak. Imagine how much energy we could save if we stopped worrying about telling people who we are and simply focused on becoming who we are meant to be. So today, let's explore why keeping your ambitions close to your chest can unlock the kind of success that cannot be easily stolen, copied, or ignored. Sure! Here are 5 potential headings for a motivational speech on the topic, never tell people what you do. 1, by the power of quiet ambition, why your actions speak louder than words. 2, might sweat at you to the bone. Three, thought the art of staying humble. How not sharing your goals can fuel your drive. 4, focus on the journey, not the audience. Why external validation isn't necessary. 5, redefining success. How keeping your plans private leads to greater achievement. Do any of these resonate with the direction you want the speech to go? There's a saying that your actions speak louder than words, and it's one of the most powerful truths you can live by. In a world where everyone is busy shouting their achievements, posting their successes, and constantly talking about what they're going to do next, there's a special kind of power in remaining quiet, focused, and letting your actions speak for themselves. You see, real success isn't about telling people what you're doing or where you're headed. It's about showing up day after day and letting your results do the talking. When you focus on quiet ambition, you free yourself from the need for approval or validation from others. You stop worrying about how you're perceived or how much you need to share. Instead, you invest your energy into the work itself. It's not about the applause, the recognition, or the constant pat on the back. It's about the inner satisfaction that comes from knowing you're doing the right things, regardless of whether anyone else notices. In fact, the more you let your actions speak for themselves, the less you'll need to prove. People will start to see your results, and they will be the ones who ask, how did you do it? Your quiet ambition will have done all the talking for you. Now, let's look at why this approach is so effective. First, it gives you the freedom to fail without the pressure of others watching. When you're busy telling people what you plan to do, there's a subtle pressure that builds. You might feel like you have to live up to expectations before you've even started. This can paralyze you, making it harder to take the first step. But when you choose quiet ambition, you give yourself room to fail, to learn, and to grow without the added weight of needing to explain yourself or justify your actions. It's about the freedom to move without fear. There's also something uniquely attractive about people who let their actions speak. The world has a tendency to become overly focused on surface-level accomplishments, followers, likes, titles. But there's a certain respect that comes with quietly achieving great things. People notice the ones who show up, who consistently put in the work, who don't need to announce every step along the way. They have a presence that commands attention, not through words, but through the sheer power of their results. The more you focus on doing the work, the more you'll attract the right kind of attention, the kind that's earned, not manufactured. But it's not just about impressing others, it's about building self-respect. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, when you deliver on what you say you're going to do, you start to build a level of self-confidence that can't be shaken. You start to trust yourself more. You know you have the discipline, the drive, and the ability to turn your vision into reality without needing to broadcast every little step to the world. Your self-belief becomes unshakable, and when you truly believe in your own ability, the world has no choice but to take notice. The beauty of quiet ambition is that it keeps you grounded. It helps you avoid the traps of ego and pride. You see, when you're constantly talking about what you plan to do, you can get caught up in the story of it. The story becomes the thing, and sometimes you start to believe that talking about it is the same as actually doing it. But the truth is, words are just words. They don't create the change you want to see in your life. Only actions can do that. So by focusing on the actions, the consistent effort, the daily grind, you stay in touch with what really matters. You avoid getting distracted by the noise of the world and keep your eyes on the prize. Quiet ambition also protects you from criticism and negativity. When you don't announce every goal, every dream, every step, you avoid giving others the opportunity to tell you why you can't do something. People have a tendency to be critical when they see something they don't understand, or when they don't think it's possible. But when you keep your ambitions to yourself, you protect your dreams from the outside world. You keep them safe, nurturing them in silence until they're ready to be revealed to the world. Now, this isn't to say that you should never talk about your goals or share your dreams with others, but there's a time and a place for that, and it's often better to share with those who understand the journey, those who can support you without judgment. The majority of people don't need to know every step you're taking. They don't need to know the small victories, the setbacks, the doubts. What they need to see is the finished product, the end result of all the quiet work you've been doing in the background. At the end of the day, the power of quiet ambition lies in its ability to keep you focused on what matters, the work itself. It teaches you to rely on your own internal compass rather than seeking approval from others. It frees you from the noise and distractions of the world. It helps you become the person you are meant to be, one small, consistent action. When you let your actions speak louder than words, you become a living example of what's possible when you stay focused, stay humble, and let your results do the talking. So keep your head down, put in the work, and let the world see the greatness that you've quietly built. There's a powerful truth that often gets overlooked in our pursuit of success. We've been conditioned to believe that our title, our position, or the labels we carry define who we are and what we're capable of. But the reality is, success doesn't come from what you tell people about yourself. It comes from what you do, what you build, and how you show up in the world. Let your results define you, not the title on your business card or the nameplate on your office door. Think about it for a moment. Titles are fleeting. They can be changed, taken away, or replaced. But the results you create, the legacy you leave behind, that's what truly defines you. That's what people will remember long after you've moved on. Titles can be given to anyone. Results, they're earned. And no one can take that away from you. The idea of success in silence is rooted in the understanding that true achievement doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It doesn't need to be proclaimed or announced for the world to hear. In fact, the quieter your ambition, the more potent your success becomes. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You don't need to seek validation from others. Your result, it's about having the confidence and integrity to do the work, to push through the challenges, and to stay committed to the process, all without the need for applause. This approach frees you from the traps of ego and comparison. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the game of comparison. We look around, see what others are doing, and start measuring our own progress against theirs. But here's the thing. Comparing your journey to someone else's is like comparing apples to oranges. Everyone is on their own path, facing their own challenges, and experiencing their own unique journey. When you let your results define you, you stop looking over your shoulder at what everyone else is doing. You stop measuring your success by someone else's standards. Instead, you focus on doing your best, on improving each day, and on producing results that matter to you. And those results will speak for themselves. One of the greatest benefits of letting your results define you is the sense of personal satisfaction it brings. There's something deeply fulfilling about accomplishing something quietly, without the need for external recognition. You know that you've worked hard, that you've put in the time and effort, and that the results reflect your dedication. It's a personal victory. And those victories, no matter how small they seem, accumulate over time to create something truly significant. This approach also helps you maintain humility. When you don't rely on a title to define you, you become less attached to the idea of being important or better than others. You realize that your worth isn't determined by how others perceive you, but by the value you bring to the world through your actions. Humility allows you to stay grounded, even as your success grows. It keeps you focused on the work itself, not on the accolades or recognition that may come with it. And that's where true strength lies. Letting your results define you also cultivates a sense of resilience. In any journey to success, you'll face setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. But when your focus is on the results and not on the title or external validation, you develop the mental toughness to keep going, even when the road gets tough. You know that the work is worth it, even when the rewards aren't immediately apparent. So you stay committed to the process, trusting that the results will come in time. And when they do, they'll speak volumes. Consider the most successful people you know, those who have truly made an impact in their field. Chances are they didn't waste their time talking about what they were going to do or what they had done. They let their work, their accomplishments, and their impact on others do the talking. They didn't need a title to tell people they were successful. Their results said it all. And in many cases, those results continue to speak for them, long after they've moved on to new endeavors. For example, this approach also gives you the freedom to pursue what truly matters to you, without the pressure of conforming to society's expectations of success. Titles often come with a set of predefined rules or expectations. If you're constantly chasing a title, you may find yourself compromising your values or interests in order to fit into a mold that others have created for you. But when you focus on the results, you get to define your own path. That our whole path of life has become defined by our successes and unsuccesses. And this is, you get to decide what success looks like for you, without the need to answer to anyone else's idea of what you should be doing. There's a certain magic that happens when you choose to stay humble and keep your goals to yourself. In a world where everyone seems eager to share their latest achievements, goals, and dreams, there's an incredible power in maintaining a quiet focus on the things that truly matter to you. The art of staying humble is not about hiding your ambitions or pretending you don't have big dreams. It's about recognizing that true strength doesn't need to be announced. It's about understanding that your drive comes from within, not from the approval or acknowledgement of others. By not sharing every goal you have, you're allowing that drive to grow in silence, where it can take root and grow strong without external distractions. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't have people who support you or encourage you along your journey. What this is about is the realization that when you share your goals too openly, especially with people who don't truly understand or support you, you risk draining your energy before you even get started. The excitement and the initial burst of motivation can easily fizzle out when you're constantly talking about what you're going to do, but instead of actually doing it. When you keep your goals to yourself, you take the focus off of other people's reactions and opinions, and you put the attention where it belongs, on the work itself. There's something powerful about letting your actions do the talking. When you don't share every step you plan to take, you don't have to worry about being judged, second-guessed. You give yourself the freedom to make mistakes, to course correct, and to adjust your approach without the pressure of others watching or weighing in. The world doesn't know every little thing you're working on. What they need to see is the final result, the success that came from the quiet, determined effort you put in behind the scenes. That's what truly speaks to your ability and your character. By staying humble, you also free yourself from the trap of seeking validation. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for praise and recognition, to seek out the approval of others before you even take action. But here's the truth. True motivation doesn't come from external sources. It comes from the deep internal drive that pushes you to keep going even when no one is watching. When you share your goals too freely, you might find yourself subconsciously relying on others' reactions to fuel your energy. But when you keep things to yourself, you are forced to dig deep within yourself to find the motivation you need to succeed. It's all about building your own self-reliance, your own inner strength. When you're driven by your own purpose, you don't need anyone else to tell you that you're on the right track. In addition, staying humble helps you stay focused on the right things. It's easy to get distracted by outside noise, the opinions, the comparisons, and the judgments. When you keep your goals to yourself, you give yourself the space to focus on the work that truly matters. You're not distracted by what others think you should be doing or how they perceive your progress. Instead, you stay focused on the journey, on the steps you need to take to get where you want to go. And this focus is what ultimately drives you towards success. It's about setting your sights on the bigger picture and not getting bogged down in the details or opinions of others. There's also a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from achieving something quietly without the need for applause or recognition. When you don't broadcast your goals, you're free to work without the expectation of external validation. You can work with integrity, knowing that the results you produce will speak for themselves. This sense of quiet accomplishment is powerful because it's not reliant on anyone else's approval. It's yours alone. And there's a deep sense of pride that comes from knowing that your success was built on hard work, perseverance, and commitment, not on the need to prove yourself to others. The beauty of staying humble also lies in the ability to avoid unnecessary competition. When you openly share your goals with everyone, there's a tendency to get caught up in comparing your progress with others. You might start to measure your success based on what others are doing, instead of focusing on your own journey. But when you stay humble and keep your goals to yourself, you are free from this comparison. You focus on doing your best without worrying about how your achievements measure up against someone else's. The only competition becomes the person you were yesterday, and that's the kind of competition that helps you grow and improve. Staying humble also helps you stay grounded when success starts to come your way. It's easy to let ego take over when things are going well, but humility keeps you connected to the work that got you there in the first place. When you're humble, you recognize that success is the result of consistent effort, learning from failure, and a willingness to grow, not luck or external circumstances. It keeps you from becoming complacent, reminding you that there's always more work to do, more goals to achieve, and more room for growth. Humility helps you remember that success is a journey, not a destination, and that the work you do today lays the foundation for tomorrow's achievements. Another important aspect of humility is that it allows you to learn and grow more quickly. When you're humble, you're open to feedback, to criticism, and to the lessons that can be found in both success and failure. You recognize that you don't have all the answers, and you're willing to seek out the wisdom of others. Humility allows you to learn from your mistakes, adjust your course, and continue moving forward. It keeps you hungry for knowledge and improvement because you understand that there's always more to learn on the path to success. And perhaps most importantly, staying humble helps you build stronger, more meaningful relationships with others. When you're focused on the work and not on telling everyone about your goals, you can connect with others in a more genuine way. You create space for others to share their own goals, dreams, and experiences. And you can support them without feeling threatened. Humility allows you to build relationships based on respect, trust, and mutual support, which ultimately creates an environment where everyone can thrive. In the end, the art of staying humble is about recognizing that your goals are yours to achieve, and that the true source of your drive comes from within. When you focus on doing the work, not on telling everyone about it, you cultivate a deep, internal motivation that can carry you through the toughest times. Your success will be built on the foundation of quiet determination, and it will be far more fulfilling because it was earned, not announced. So embrace humility, stay focused, and let your actions speak for themselves. In doing so, you'll fuel your drive in ways that will lead you to greater heights than you ever imagined. In the pursuit of success, we often make a common mistake, looking for validation from others. It's natural. We want to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. But let me tell you something important. True fulfillment doesn't come from external approval. It doesn't come from the applause or recognition of the world around you. The key to long-lasting success, growth, and happiness is learning to focus on the journey. not the audience. When you stop seeking validation and instead focus on the path you're walking, you will find that your sense of purpose grows stronger, your results become more meaningful, and your peace of mind will be unmatched. So why is external validation so tempting? Well, in a world filled with noise, likes, and followers, it's easy to think that approval from others is the measure of your worth. It's a constant pull, isn't it? You put something out there, whether it's an idea, a piece of work, or a goal, and you wait for someone to notice, to tell you it's good, that you're on the right track. But the problem with seeking validation is that it often leads to a fragile sense of self-worth. The moment someone disagrees or the results aren't what you expected, the entire foundation you built can crumble. And that's no way to live. When you start to focus on the journey instead, you free yourself from the need for others to confirm your value. You take ownership of your path and begin to measure your success based on progress, not praise. It's about finding satisfaction in the work itself, in the effort you put in, and in the growth that happens along the way. There's a certain peace that comes from knowing that you're doing the right things for the right reasons, whether or not anyone else notices or approves. This shift in focus is incredibly powerful because it's sustainable. External validation can be fleeting. Today's praise can be tomorrow's criticism, and yesterday's praise can lose its shine. But when you focus on the journey, on your own development and the lessons you're learning, you become your own biggest supporter. You can weather the storms of doubt because you know the value of your work isn't dependent on anyone else's recognition. It's defined by the consistency of your effort and the quality of your action. Another reason focusing on the journey is so important is that it helps you stay true to your own vision. When you're constantly looking to the audience for approval, there's a tendency to adjust your course based on what others want or expect from you. You might change your approach to please someone, or shift your focus because of someone else's opinion. But when you're not concerned with external validation, you can stay laser focused on your own goals. You can make decisions based on what's right for you, not what will get the most likes or followers. This kind of self-reliance allows you to build something that's authentically yours. Something that resonates deeply with your values and vision, not the opinions of others. The journey itself teaches you more than any external validation ever could. There's a wisdom that comes from facing challenges, from pushing through difficulties, from learning the lessons that come with struggle. When you're focused on the journey, you embrace the process. You realize that success isn't just about the destination, it's about what you become while you're getting there. Each step, each setback, each victory along the way is a part of your growth. And this growth is what will truly make you successful. The external rewards, the recognition, the applause, are just a byproduct of the real work, which is internal. It's about becoming the person capable of achieving those results. And that's a process that requires focus, persistence, and think about it for a moment. Some of the greatest successes in history weren't achieved because of the recognition someone sought. They were achieved because those people were committed to the journey, even when no one was watching, even when no one believed in them. They were committed to the work because they believed in it, not because they were hoping for external validation. They weren't swayed by the crowd or distracted by the opinions of others. They stayed focused on the work, on their progress, and on the long-term rewards that would come from staying the course. And that's exactly what you need to do. When you let go of the need for approval, you also create the freedom to take risks. So as you walk your own path to success, remember that external validation isn't necessary. Stop looking to the audience for applause. Look within yourself. Focus on your progress, your growth, and your learning. The journey is yours to take, and it's where the real success is found. It's not about the recognition you get from others. It's about the pride you feel from knowing you've stayed true to your vision, committed to your goals, and persevered through the challenges. By focusing on the journey and letting go of the need for validation, you will build a deeper, more meaningful kind of success. One that doesn't depend on others' opinions, but is rooted in your own effort, your own values, and your own vision. And in the end, that kind of success will be the most rewarding of all. Success is often seen as something that needs to be shared, discussed, and celebrated, but the truth is, some of the greatest accomplishments are achieved in silence. There's an art to keeping your plans private, and it's one that can lead to greater achievement than any loud proclamation of your goals ever could. You see, when you keep your plans to yourself, you preserve the energy, focus, and clarity that are essential for achieving true success. You create space for growth, learning, and transformation without the distractions of outside opinions or expectations. And this can make all the difference when it comes to the results you ultimately achieve. When you constantly share your plans with the world, there's a risk of losing your momentum before you even get started. Why? Because every time you talk about what you're going to do, you receive feedback, whether you ask for it or not. Some of it may be constructive, but a lot of it will be noise. People who don't understand your vision may tell you why it won't work or how difficult it will be, or they may offer their own opinions, often out of their own insecurities or limited perspectives. This can plant seeds of doubt, which, if left unchecked, can slow down your progress or even cause you to second-guess yourself. By keeping your plans private, you remove that unnecessary external pressure. You don't give anyone the chance to disrupt your flow. You are free to focus on the process, to refine your ideas and strategies, to make mistakes and learn from them without fear of judgment or criticism. Keeping things under wraps allows you to develop the confidence that comes from knowing you are the only one who needs to believe in your vision. This belief in yourself is the foundation for greater achievement, because it means that you don't need to seek permission or validation from anyone to move forward. You make decisions based on what feels right for you, not what will gain approval from others. When you are constantly sharing your plans with others, there's also a tendency to seek validation before you even take action. You tell people what you plan to do, and in a way you're waiting for them to tell you it's a good idea, for them to give you the green light. But here's the thing, validation doesn't move you forward. Action does. The more you talk about your plans, the more time you spend seeking approval, the less time you actually spend working. When you keep things private, you remove that dependency on others' approval. You don't need anyone else's affirmation to move ahead. You simply take action, and through consistent effort, you begin to see results. That's the real measure of success. Keeping your plans private also cultivates a sense of discipline. When you keep your ideas and goals to yourself, you become more focused on the work that needs to be done. You aren't distracted by the opinions, expectations, or timelines of others. You can set your own pace, make your own rules, and approach your goals in a way that feels right for you. This discipline is crucial because it builds the consistency required for success. Every day you show up and do the work, not because someone else is watching, but because you've committed to the process and the outcome. One of the hidden benefits of keeping your plans private is it allows you to be flexible. When you share your plans with others, there's often an unspoken pressure to stick to what you've said, even if circumstances change. You may feel that you need to follow through on something just because you've already told people about it. But the truth is, success is rarely a straight path. The road is filled with detours, obstacles, and opportunities that require you to adjust your approach. By keeping your plans private, you create the freedom to pivot, to adapt, and to evolve without feeling committed to something that no longer serves your greater vision. In addition, keeping your plans private helps you avoid unnecessary distractions. When you share your plans, you may find yourself constantly talking about them, thinking about them, and analyzing them. This can create a false sense of progress. You may feel like you're getting closer to your goals just by talking about them, but real progress happens when you take action. By focusing on the work rather than the conversation, you avoid wasting energy on discussing what you're going to do and instead invest that energy into actually doing it. There's also a quiet power in letting your results speak for themselves. When you keep your plans private and focus on the work, you're building something that others will eventually notice. People will see your achievements, your success, and your progress. And they won't need to know how many times you talked about it or how many people you told. They'll simply see the outcomes of your hard work. That's the beauty of letting your results define you. The less you talk about your plans, the more your actions can stand on their own, commanding respect without needing any explanations. Keeping your plans private also allows you to maintain a sense of mystery. There's an energy in not revealing everything about yourself and keeping a part of your journey to yourself. This intrigue can actually work to your advantage. People are often more impressed by those who don't broadcast their every move. When you focus on your work and let the results speak for themselves, You create an air of respect and admiration. People will begin to take notice of your quiet determination, and in time, they'll be inspired by your success. You don't need to tell anyone what you're going to do. You just need to show them through your actions, your commitment, and your results. The greatest achievements in life often come from those who were not seeking the limelight. They didn't need to announce their plans or ask for approval from others. They simply worked, they adjusted, and they evolved, keeping their focus on the bigger picture. By keeping your plans private, you give yourself the space to be truly creative, to innovate, and to take the necessary risks that will push you to your highest potential. When you allow your results to speak for you, you create a lasting impact. Your achievements will stand as proof of your commitment, your hard work, and your vision. And that kind of success doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It speaks in the quiet moments of your journey. And in the end, that's the kind of success that matters the most. When you keep your plans private, you unlock the power to create your best work and achieve your greatest potential, all while staying true to your vision and letting your results do the talking. In the end, remember that success isn't defined by how much you share or who's watching. It's about staying true to your path, focusing on the work, and letting your results speak for themselves. Keep your plans private, stay committed to your journey, and let your actions and achievements shine through. True success comes from within, your discipline, perseverance, and belief in yourself. Let that be the legacy you leave behind.